Have you ever been in a position where you had to make a really tough decision, something that could change everything? Well, the story of Jephthah from the Bible is all about a difficult choice, bravery, and a promise that cost him dearly. Let's dive into the story of Jephthah and learn how his decisions affected his life, his people, and the powerful lesson he left behind. Long ago in the land of Israel, there was a man named Jephthah. He was born in a place full of conflict, as the Israelites were often at war with their neighbors, the Ammonites. Jephthah's life started in a tough way. He was the son of Gilead, but his mother wasn't married to his father. Because of this, Jephthah was rejected by his half-brothers, who drove him away when he was young. They didn't want him to have any part of their inheritance. Can you imagine how lonely he must have felt? Rejected by his own family, with no future in sight, Jephthah went to live in a place called Tob. There, he became a leader of a group of people who were also outcasts, people who weren't welcome anywhere else. But as time passed, the people of Israel found themselves in deep trouble. The Ammonites, their enemies, were getting stronger. The Israelites had no one to lead them in battle. In desperation, the elders of Israel came to Jephthah, the very man they had rejected years before. They begged him to come back and lead them into battle against the Ammonites. They said, "Jephthah, we know you're strong, and we need your help. If you lead us to victory, we'll make you our leader and ruler over all of us." Jephthah agreed to lead them, but before he went into battle, he made a vow to God. He said, "Lord, if you give me victory over the Ammonites, I will sacrifice the first thing that comes out of my house to greet me when I return." This vow was a serious one. Jephthah was promising that he would give up something very dear to him if God helped him. Jephthah believed that if he kept his promise, God would bless his efforts. And with that, Jephthah and his army went to battle. God was with Jephthah. The battle was fierce, but Jephthah's army triumphed. They defeated the Ammonites and brought peace to the land of Israel once again. Jephthah was victorious, but as he made his way home, he was faced with the most heartbreaking moment of his life. As Jephthah walked through the door of his house, who should come out to greet him but his only daughter, dancing and celebrating his return? She was the first person he saw. Jephthah was devastated. His heart sank. He had made a vow to God, and now he had to face the consequences. His daughter, full of joy, was the very one he had promised to sacrifice. In shock, Jephthah said to her, "Oh, my daughter, you have brought me low. I have made a vow to the Lord, and I cannot break it." But his daughter, wise and understanding, said, "Father, if you've made a vow to God, you must keep it. Do what you have promised." She asked only for 2 months to go into the mountains with her friends, to mourn that she would never marry or have children. After those 2 months, Jephthah returned to fulfill his vow. His daughter, with courage, accepted her fate. The Bible doesn't give all the details, but it's clear that Jephthah's heart was broken by the price of his promise. The story of Jephthah teaches us something powerful about promises. It's easy to make a promise, especially when we're desperate or in need, but promises, especially big ones, should never be taken lightly. Jephthah's vow was costly, and he learned the hard way that his words had deep consequences. But his daughter also showed us something remarkable. She showed honor and faith by accepting her fate with grace. This story reminds us that our decisions, especially the promises we make, can have lasting effects. It also challenges us to think carefully about the commitments we make and to be sure that we can follow through. Jephthah's story isn't one we hear very often, but it's full of lessons. It's about faith, about leadership, and about the weight of promises. It's a reminder that what we say matters, and that every decision can change the course of our lives and the lives of others. So next time you're faced with a tough decision or a promise to keep, think carefully. And remember Jephthah's story, for it shows both the strength and the cost of keeping our word. Thanks for joining us in this story from the Bible. We hope it helps you reflect on your own life and decisions.